up? It's Dale again with another episode. Today we're starting a part one of a three-part series about Coast Guard Boot Camp. I got with me today, got Jacob right here. He was in last week's episode. And we got Anthony filming.
What's up?
Yeah. Alright, so guys, I kind of want to do this video just to give you guys kind of an idea about what boot camp is like. Me and Lopez right here, we got some stories, we can tell, and Aguilar, he can put his 2 cents in whenever he feels like it. And so the first thing we'll talk about is your final MEPS physical. So I remember this day, I got to boot camp on the 27th of October 2015, and I got to MEPS like the 25th. And I was there for like 25th. Actually, I was there I got there the 24th of October. And I was there all the way to the 26th. And then the 27th was shipped out. So all the guys who were in the Coast Guard that were shipping out for boot camp stayed a day later than all the other guys who were going to different branches of the military. They all left a day earlier than us, so we stayed at the hotel like an extra day. And then we left. So what goes into the final physical pretty much is standard stuff, just making sure your hearing's good, your eyesight's good, make sure you're you're in weight standards.
They will weight test you if you're not in standards with the weight. You cannot ship to boot camp.
Yeah, if you're not within weight standards, you don't pass tape, they won't take you to. You will not go to boot camp. They'll make you come back to MEPS and stuff. I think you have to get a new boot camp date. So, sorry, my throat's a little scratchy this evening. So yeah, so it's just an average physical, just a standard physical. They just check you out, make sure you're good to go for boot camp and training and stuff. And that's pretty much all it is. And you ship to boot camp from MEPS. So, traveling to boot camp. Pretty much, I'll just discuss my traveling process. I traveled from Maxwell Air Force Base in Montgomery, Alabama. We drove down to the airport in Montgomery, flew from that airport, which was a regional airport, to North Carolina, which is it was Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte International Airport, North Carolina. And then from there, we flew out to Philadelphia Airport. Now, while we were traveling, they gave us a
meal ticket.
Yeah, they gave us a meal ticket. It's pretty much a check, and you have like a certain amount of money you can spend for like meals while you're traveling.
But the USO at the Philadelphia airport is gonna take that meal ticket, and they're gonna have like a little buffet. That's not a big it's not like Golden Corral or nothing, but they're gonna have like a little variety of stuff to eat. But that's pretty much, you get that using your meal ticket that you're going to get at MEPS before you even go.
I thought like you could eat even without a meal ticket there.
Well, when I got to Philly, I just went straight to the USO because I didn't want to miss anything. So I just went straight to the USO, and then when I got there, the guy at the desk told me that I had to give him my meal ticket. I couldn't go back upstairs.
Yeah, that's if you don't use your meal ticket, you have to give them to the guys at Philly. So,
yeah, because I would honestly think it would be better if you didn't really use your meal ticket because they already have food at the USO.
Well, I mean, you could use it if you want. I mean, it really doesn't come against you. Use it if you want. If you're hungry, use it. So, that's pretty much you travel. When you get to Philadelphia, that's where everybody who's going to be in your company is meeting at. So you pretty much all meet up at the USO at Philadelphia National Airport, and for an hour or so, you just sit in there and chill, watch TV. I think they have some video games there. I think.
Yep.
They got like a place for food in there. I remember it when it was time for us to go. The guy who's running the USO pretty much got us up and told us to stand at he made us get in line, stand in position of attention. He was kind of acting like he was a CC a little bit, which is terminology for a company commander. And he was telling us to get a position of attention, and like just standing in line to get on the bus, and
marching
us through the airport and stuff. And well, you get on the bus, and that's pretty much all about the USO. It's pretty much just food, hanging out with the people you're going to boot camp with, all that stuff. It's just pretty much like, I guess, the rally point for everybody to get on the bus to go to boot camp, pretty much. So the bus ride is probably
about an hour and a half.
I think it's 2 hours, about a 2-hour bus ride from Philadelphia to Cape May. And the whole time I was on the bus, everybody's, everybody's got a big head on,
cracking up, cracking jokes, just kind of just like small talk. You don't really know anybody, when you first get started. So, bus ride's kind of just small talk, joking around type thing.
Yeah.
But then once you pull up to the training center, then everyone just kind of quiets down. Things start settling in your mind. Like you start realizing, like, hey, I'm actually doing this for real. Like it's about to go down. Like soon as this bus stops, it's about to go down. Like it all hits you right when you enter the base.
Shit gets real.
Last week, the last video, guys, I introduced Jacob, the other Jacob. His name is Jacob Valentine. And I went to boot camp with him. I remember I met him on the bus ride. Just wanted to let you know that. I met him on the bus ride. And obviously, I would have met him boot camp anyways, but that's besides the point. So anyways, the bus ride's pretty much the whole time just, getting to know people, just talking to a lot of people, just, joking around and, I remember when the bus driver told us right when he was going over the bridge. I remember this. He said, "All right, guys, we're like a few minutes from the base. We're about to pull over the bridge." And he told us Semper Paratus, and we all yelled out Semper Paratus on the bus. And I remember pulling to the gates, and I remember passing the base housing for Cape May. And there were people actually standing outside waiting to see our bus go by, and they'd wave us, and they'd just, turn around. Like, they were kind of messing with us, I feel like, and trying to intimidate us a little bit, kind of, scare us, I don't know why, but they were doing it to mess with us. They were, wave or, kind of, and they just turn around. I don't know how to explain it, really, but anyways, so I remember pulling up to Sexton Hall and seeing, 6 or 7 company commanders out there just standing, waiting for us. And they're just, man, I just remember before I went to boot camp, just watching all those videos. And I remember, seeing those Smokey Bear covers, dude. And I was like, oh, man, this isn't the videos no more. I'm actually in boot camp. I'm actually about to be in boot camp, I'm about to be getting yelled at. So I remember stepping off the bus, man. And this guy comes on the bus and, pretty much you got 10 seconds to get off this bus and stuff like that. And, you pretty much, once you get off the bus, you grab your bag if you can find it, and you get on the yellow triangles. And the yellow triangles is a perfect 45-degree angle you're supposed to stay in a position of a 45-degree angle. And it's you just have your feet lined up with those triangles. So you stay on the triangles, and they pretty much bring you to Sexton Hall, and that's you pretty much do paperwork all the way up until 12 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, you're gonna stay up late that night.
I remember
expect a late night that night. You're not going to bed till at least 12 o'clock.
I remember I got there at 10 o'clock that night, around 10 o'clock, and we stayed until about 12 something in the morning doing paperwork and in-dock stuff.
You're gonna get your rucksack. You're gonna write your name on all your rucksacks and stuff, and pretty much just gonna do the initial introduction to boot camp type stuff. No crazy push-ups or start pushing the deck. That's gonna be later on. When you first get there, you're not really gonna get PT'd like that.
Yeah. That's what when I first got there, the first week, I was why aren't they making us do push-ups, stuff like that? This is not what I thought boot camp was just. Yeah, I didn't think boot camp was just yelling. I was where's the push-ups and the PT and stuff? That comes in the week 2. So, pretty much you have in-dock week. Once you're in dock week 1 when you hit Sexton Hall. So in dock week is pretty much you're going to medical constantly. You're pretty much getting uniforms issued to you. You're kind of getting all this gear and supplies issued to you. You go to the exchange and buy some things for you. And this whole time you're staying in Sexton Hall.
Oh, yeah.
So that first week, you'll have your initial PT test on that Thursday or Friday, I believe. I believe it's on that
just to kind of like
Thursday.
see where you're at. It's
Yeah.
not, you don't have to pass the standards, but they just want to kind of like see where you're at.
Like he said, I mean, I was always told, I was heard before boot camp, if you didn't pass the PT test, that you automatically got reverted or discharged, some stuff like that. I just, that's what I had heard.
But if you have a good recruiter, he's gonna make sure that you like can at least do the standard before you even go, though. But sometimes that doesn't always happen. But if your recruiter's really good, he's gonna make you at least meet the standards to the physical and stuff, or the PT test, before you even show up. So.
Yeah, how they do the initial PT test, they do it by like kind of like a scoring system. You have to do like 80% of each thing, of each section. I don't remember how many that is. Like, I think it's like, you have to do 29 push-ups in a minute. You just have to like do, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 80%. You have to do 80%, I think, of what the minimum is to go through boot camp. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's not that big of a deal, but
trust me, you'll get plenty of push-ups and sit-ups, to prepare for the final PT test. Like, you'll be ready for the final if you were like kind of sagging on the first one.
So, after the PT test, the initial PT test you'll start is pretty much Friday, and after that that's forming week, which is week 2. You pretty much are starting week 2. And forming week is where you form up with the company. You meet your company commanders, and I remember it. We all were in Sexton Hall that day. We were in Sexton Hall up in it's like this. I forgot what the name of the room is, but it's like a bunch of benches everywhere. That's where you initially go when you first get to Sexton Hall.
You're gonna meet Captain Dixon. No, what's his name? Captain. I don't know. Captain of the training center. You're gonna meet the captain of the training center, and then you're gonna meet your CCs.
Yeah.
It's not Captain Dixon. It's something else.
That was our old sector commander.
Right.
So yeah, you start forming week, and you pretty much, man, it's kind of stressful. I'd say week 2 and
week 2 is gonna suck.
Yeah, week 2 and week 3 are probably the hardest weeks in my opinion. I remember starting week 2, and I met my CCs, and I remember they told us to get out of there, dude, and go outside, and they told us to get our sea bags and all that stuff. And I remember rushing outside Sexton Hall, and we were rushing to Monroe Hall, and they made us just start doing push-ups initially, just right there. They made us try to see they just start doing push-ups.
They're going to try to break you down. As soon as like week 2 starts, they're just going to break you down to nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty ruthless in the week 2 and week 3, but I mean, you got to expect that. You're going to boot camp,
Yeah, you're going to get your butt beat for sure.
But guys, that pretty much concludes this episode. This is, like I said, this is going to be part 1 of a 3-part series. And I hope you got something out of this. I just want to do this stuff to help you guys out. You're deciding to join the Coast Guard. So guys, do me a favor and like this video. Comment on it to give me some more video ideas, or tell me how you like the video. And also subscribe, guys. It'll help me out a lot. It helps me out. Trying to build up my channel. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.